So today on the Atomic Bomb, we're talking about my Italy strategy. Now, Italy is definitely the worst country in the game. They're pretty shit. So if you're playing Italy, that is unfortunate. But because mainly their economy is trash, their starting army is actually not bad, but their economy is trash. Their navy, while it is pretty good, is not anywhere near where it needs to be to beat the Royal Navy. Their army is a decent size, but not very strong, and it's split between two fronts. Protecting Italy and protecting Africa. So it's a very hard country to play. Let's move right on to their setup chart on the left here. So they actually don't start with wartime income like all the other Axis powers do. They start with 7 IPPs, which is pretty shit. And then they get to 10 once they declare war on a nation. So that's the value of their territories. Their victory objectives are they have to expand the empire, which gives them 2 victory points, and they have to control 2 new territories they didn't possess at the start of the game. And that's actually pretty easy. That can be Ethiopia and Albania. That can be Greece and Bulgaria or Yugoslavia. That is a fairly easy one. So you should be getting that one regularly. Mediterranean dominance is really hard. You have to have twice as many capital ships in the Med as the UK does, and you can't do that by building up. The UK's economy is just way better than yours. You have to, destroy their navy to try and get that objective. And then triumph of fascism, just you have to win the Spanish Civil War. And so as Italy, you have really mainly 2 objectives, the Suez and Gibraltar. Gibraltar is really important to prevent the Americans and British from sending more ships in, and the Suez and Cairo is really important because Cairo is such a strategic position in the region and really can help you out. It cuts convoy lines. And then actually, let's look into the timetable of when you want to start doing this. So in July 1939, it's likely Germany does, the attack on Poland and France, right? That's a likely date for them to do that. And then on the next turn, you probably want to declare war on Britain and France because you don't have to declare war on them right away. You can wait as Italy. Britain and France actually can't declare war on you until you declare war on another nation. So you have a little bit of a security there, and you get to choose when you want to go to war. And then January 1941, it's likely the Soviets will be brought into the war. And so you probably want to just try and use your navy, help out the Germans in the Black Sea, but don't really send any land units. You need all your money for your help with Italy. And then 1942, it's likely the Americans will join, and that means you're going to have to get Gibraltar definitely, because if you do not have Gibraltar when the Americans join, the Americans are just going to pour ships in here, and your navy dominance is just going to be completely trumped. And now let's go back over to the setup chart. So Italy does start at war with Abyssinia, which is the nation right here. And so I think they only have 2 infantry, so you'll likely be able to take it with the forces you have there. So round 1, it's good to just grab that quickly, take that out. So that's a good thing to do right away. And then, so Italy basically can declare war on whoever it wants. It's fascist. But units cost more for Italy. They have to pay an extra IPP for transports and medium armor, which is very hurtful to their economy. They can't even buy a transport round 1, which really sucks because they only have 7 IPP in money. So they have to save their money and wait for an next round to get a transport, which I do highly recommend. You definitely want to get some transports to just keep shucking units down there until you declare war. So you can just start shucking from your Italy home country. The one special unit they can build is Black Shirt Militia, and those are the markers right there. And they're basically militia that are built in the Italian home country that can move, so they're honestly very good, and I highly recommend you purchasing a few of them. They're only 2 IPP, and they're definitely worth it. And now we move on to Italy's setup right here, and Italy actually has a pretty good navy. That's their really only strength here. But their ground forces are a little lacking. But with their ship production setup chart, I would definitely recommend moving up that battleship and that cruiser to try and get them in the Med, because you're going to need some capital ships, even the battleship more than the cruiser, because you need capital ships to absorb those hits. And actually, speaking of purchases, let's go on to my 4 stages of purchasing for Italy. Basically, what I think they should purchase throughout the game. To start the game, before they're at war with anyone, they should purchase infantry and artillery. They're the best pure value on attack and defense for their cost. They don't hit the hardest, but you can get the most of them. They just work the best. So I recommend infantry, artillery, transports, and then build up your navy a little bit. So that's what I recommend before you go to war. Once you will go to war, just starting out at war, build navy, and just build a few more units to just try and help yourself out, defend the home country, and send a few more units to Africa if you can right before you go to war and right as you're going to war. And then stage 2, it's likely Italy will lose in the Med navally, so get air units you can send to Africa, and then just infantry to protect the homeland, and at the end just infantry to protect the homeland, because that's just important, and especially with America entering the war, you're going to want to protect your Italian homeland. I do not recommend Italy researching any techs because Italy's economy is severely, severely lacking, and spending 2 IPP a turn just hurts them out. It feels like they always don't have enough money to buy what they need to keep themselves going. They're always just a few IPPs short. So, yeah, always spend all your money back right into the Italian economy. So basically, your goals as Italy, to sum up, grab the Suez and grab Gibraltar, and then try and get naval superiority in the Med. You're going to want to build capital ships to do that, but your economy is lacking, so you're going to have to try and be creative with naval traps, maybe secure some German help in the theater, but your navy is outdated. You have a lot of coastal subs and torpedo boat destroyers, so it will be hard for you. Your forces in Africa starting out are actually pretty good, but you're definitely going to need more. So remember, just buy that transport, chuck units down, and then you should be good as Italy. So comment below what you do as Italy. What do you think about my video? Did I make any mistakes? Probably. And yeah, make sure to subscribe. See you guys soon.